Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Tilray. I just made a video about high tide and come across some information here on Tilray. I've covered this one a couple times in the past and actually covered quite a few MJ plays here on the channel. But this is Tilray, ticker TLRY, and here's kind of a look at the last 3 months. 25.35 down to 13.68 here in the middle of May and back up to 21. This one has always been kind of volatile. Here's a not too bad in the last month, up over 13%. And here's kind of a look at the last week, down 15%. So like I said, this one's volatile. The shares that I have here used to be Freya, and they had a merger, buyout, whatever you want to call it, and so that's what happened with this one. But I've always kind of stayed away from Tilray, always bought into Aurora, Freya, and several other ones, but always stayed away from Tilray just because of the volatility, but can't stay away from it now. So, but again, I have 16 shares here. That's why it doesn't show a cost basis, is because these were actually Freya shares. And here's kind of a look at what Tilray is. So if you don't know, they're basically a MJ company, hemp segment. Feel free to pause and go over that there for yourself. So CBD and so on. Founded in 2018 and 19 million shares on the volume. The average is 32 million, $8.74 billion market cap. Here's kind of look at the ratings. 57% hold, and here is a look at their earnings. Next is coming out, expected after August 9th in the pre-market. Moving on here, Tilray is no AMC Entertainment. Here's why, and this is dated on the 16th. Reddit traders are making a splash in the market, and the market is loving them. The Wall Street Bets crowd has sent shares of the so-called meme stock soaring as retail investors rally around the beaten down shares with heavy short interest, and in return, companies are thanking them for becoming invested in their businesses. AMC Entertainment, Adam Aron, made the bold move recently to bring retail investors further into the fold. While MJ producer Tilray hasn't gone so far as to give away free pot to shareholders, CEO Irwin Simon wants it to be known that he appreciates the support the company has received. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. Tilray stock almost certainly has another serious watering down ahead, and this is dated on the 16th. So Tilray has survived the twists and turns of the modern MJ market and remains one of the largest players by revenue, but Tilray stock is different story altogether. Today's Tilray is a result of a May merger with Freya, another MJ producer, and I had called Freya the best of the bad lot in 2019, and seems about right. Freya shareholders have a 62% of the combined company in control of its board. Trouble is, this is still a bad lot for investors. After a brief pop that took it to $63 a share, Tilray had settled back into a trading range, opening June 14th at about $20 a share. That's a market cap of $8.8 billion. On revenue, I estimate at about $650 million for a combined companies. Here's a closer look at Tilray. The story has not come true. U.S. legalization is a state-by-state affair going into its fits and starts. What seemed to be like momentum after the November election quickly faded. Some 16 states have decriminalized MJ now, but nationally it remains a class 1 drug like LSD and heroin. And speaking of LSD, I've covered quite a few psychedelics. MedMen on the channel here as well. So I got into those a couple months ago. I've always been into MJ plays for the last couple years. Started getting into psychedelics a month, or probably actually a couple months ago, so just a good way to diversify. So if you want to look at those, you can find those in my library as well. So, and cool thing about MedMen is it's on the major exchanges now as well. So this means producers like Tilray will remain based in Canada and somewhat closed. Large employers, including Amazon, no longer test employees for the drug. A bid to legalize pot nationally was introduced in 2019 and reintroduced in May, but it remains a Democratic project. The current bill reflects Democratic priorities like social justice that Republicans don't share. The result is the marijuana, or the MJ, is effectively decriminalized in most places it's practiced. It means companies like Tilray must still compete with illegal growers who can sell the product for less. The illegal product also lacks the smell of corporate hypocrisy. And so here's just kind of some numbers about Freya. So upgraded Tilray to overweight. They also lower the price target to 22. It should open today just shy of 18. Jeffries has also upgraded Tilray Freya combination, saying it could top $32 per share, a 60% gain. That also sounds great, but it's also below where Tilray traded 2 years ago. And I think Tilray hit $300 at one time, and then came crashing down. So like I said, it's always been a volatile one. This is dated on the 16th as well. Tilray gains as market dips, what you should know. So I'm just going to lightly scroll through this for those of you that would like to pause and go over that information, since it's a couple days old and we kind of already highlighted the price. Moving on here, is it too late to buy Tilray stock? And this is dated on the 17th. The largest MJ company in Canada and its businesses, which now includes Freya, also looks to be in the best shape to continue posting profits. However, both companies are coming off lackluster quarters pre-merger, and the Canadian MJ market looks as if it will be approaching a peak, at least in the short term. Now that the excitement from the merger has passed, and with Tilray generating some impressive returns thus far in 2021, is the stock destined to fall, or can you still expect to earn a good return from investing in it today? And so, like I said, these are all long-term plays for myself. So in the last earnings report before merging, both Freya and Tilray posted revenue numbers that weren't all that great. For the first 3 months in 2021, Tilray's revenue of $48 million was down 15% from the previous period when it reported sales of $57 million. Freya wasn't a whole lot better, posting sales of 154 million Canadian dollars for the 3-month period ending February 28. That was a 4.3% decline from 161 million it recorded in the quarter earlier. So investors who are bullish in the company, beverages shouldn't bet on a lifting Tilray's top line. In the most recent period, the company reported the revenue from its equity method investments, which includes Fluent beverages and Canifections edibles, totaled just $1.1 million. Meanwhile, Freya noted that since the acquisition of beverage company Sweetwater on November 25th, that business has contributed less than $16 million in revenue to that company. And feel free to pause and go over the rest there for yourself. While investors can point to the long-term opportunities, analysts from Grand View Research Project, the global MJ beverage market will be worth $2.8 billion by 2025. So that's why I'm in these for the long term. That's a tiny sliver of the $47 billion global MJ market that BDSA projects by the same year. So in time, these are all going to grow. The stock price should go up. Of course, I'm totally optimistic, but if you do your homework and see all the legalization that's happening each year, it seems like 2, 3, 4, 5 different states become legalized, and so that drives the stock price up, and so that's why I'm in them for the long term. But if Tilray stock hits the more bullish target of 25, that could translate into returns of more than 30% from today's prices. And here you can kind of see a chart going over Tilray in the purple here, Aurora in the orange, Hexo in the blue, and Canopy Growth up here in the green. And I hold all of these. I've done videos on all of them. Out of these, I would say, well, it's hard to give a favorite. I can say good things about all of them. I would say Aurora's probably in 4th place, but probably a toss-up between Tilray and Canopy for 1, and Hexo would be a number 2 or number 3, I would say. So the only reason I put Aurora as number 4 is because I'm in the red on that one. They had a reverse merger and or a reverse split, and so I've been in the red on that one ever since. So here it goes over, should you invest in Tilray today? And again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice. It's up to you to do your own due diligence, but I'm just stating my opinion here. MJ legalization is sweeping over North America. 15 states plus Washington, D.C. have legalized recreational MJ over the past few years, and full legalization came to Canada in October of 2018. And I've covered quite a few MJ plays in Canada, High Tide being one of them. Like I said, I just made a video about High Tide, so you want to check that out as well. Nothing in here as of recently. Tilray is a $30 stock. I would agree. Over here to StockTwits, currently at $16.91. Low of $4.41, a high of $67, and 19 million shares being traded. You're not alone, standing together, we can do this. Courage to change. That's funny, it goes over bingo here. How low does this go? I want to get in, but man, it's like hitting 14. Not much other information in there. It's got still pretty good ratings, currently at $16.91, showing a moderate buy with an upside of $22 or $21.92 with a, we'll just call it a 30% upside. High of 25, low of 17. That's all that I have on Tilray. If you have any more information on this one, go ahead and list it in the comments, along with your cost basis and anything else you want to share on Tilray. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.